I've been watching a lot of This Old House. Do you watch This Old House?
I haven't watched a lot of it, but I've seen it before.
It's on Hulu, I think, now. But I highly recommend the Ask This Old House episodes. It's kind of like piecemeal. They're like, oh, here's a certain homeowner with they want to replace their window or they want to cut up through the wall, and then they just do it and talk about it. And
honestly, my brain feels like it's getting a little massage just thinking about it.
It's so, and the guys they all have these thick Boston accents. It's just delightful.
Have you seen Hometown?
No.
The HGTV one? Oh God, that's a weeper. It's good. It's a house makeover show, but it's like this couple, they're from this little town, and they like redo like the old houses and talk about the history of the house when like whoever's buying it buys it. But they help out people they know or like people who are new to town.
I have to check it out. I have to check it out.
It's very sweet.
You have now 16 minutes of free intro to cut through.
Oh my God. We're always having fun here at Witchcast.
There's always so much to talk about. Maybe we should just dive in.
Yeah, you want to get started on this thing?
Let's just go.
Let's do it.
Welcome to Witchcast!
'Cause it's Witchcast.
I'm Emily.
I'm Kate.
And we are your co-hosts of this, the Witchcast podcast.
That's right. We're your learning and growing, ever-evolving novice witches here to explore everything under the woo-woo, esoteric, spiritual umbrella.
And it is an umbrella.
Universe, whatever. If it's witchy, we're into it.
It is literally a giant umbrella. That's my new belief system.
Yes, it's like one of those really cool ones that like shield you from all the sides.
No, yeah, like the bubble ones, but it's clear so you can see through it.
Mm-hmm.
Those are some cool umbrellas.
It's like one of those nice ones that you're worried about losing, not the $5 ones from the drugstore that you don't care about. Yeah.
Speaking of home goods you're worried about losing or keeping, today we're going to be talking all about spells for house warming, house leaving, and homes in general.
Yes, house magic time.
Yay!
We've talked about some of this stuff, I think, in the past, but this one is really centered on just all sorts of different spells and practices and fun things that you can do around your home, whether you rent or own, and whether you're leaving a home, moving into a new home,
or just homing around.
Homing around. Or like none of the above. It's just, this is about home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, shall we get into it?
Yeah, let's just dive in. Well, the reason, like a little context. So the reason we thought of this today is because we live in homes, and also because
wow, so true.
Speak
on that.
I just bought a house.
Yay!
Yeah, my husband and I just bought a house, and it's 122 years old. And
she's an old house.
I'm really excited to get to know her and do some magic in her and do some protective charms and
clear out her energetic corners.
Yeah. Stir. It's funny because the family who lived there before us, it was generations of their family. I think at least up until their grandparents, if not great grandparents, lived there. So, I did do some light stalking, so I do know their names in case I encounter them. In a very legal
public records.
Yeah, it's all public stuff. Like nothing, nothing untoward. But
Kate isn't saying she literally stalked their family.
No. I just did some like Googling. But it also is in our mortgage paperwork. You can see like past deeds, past owners, So
yeah.
In case I encounter their
ghosts, they wanted you to look at it.
I can talk to them by name. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But it does already feel like there's a lot of love in the home, but it's always good to do some, regardless
just a refresh. Yeah, even just physically cleaning things is also a positive.
Yes, physical cleaning is important.
Yeah. Too much love builds up in the corners, and you can't really fit anything in them anymore.
Right, and it gets a little stale. You need to. It's always good to refresh. Stir up the
physical
air.
and proverbial windows. I wanted to say it, but I didn't want to blow up your spot on the off chance you didn't want to share on the podcast. Although I guess why would we be talking about this if you didn't want to talk about it?
Oh yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm not going to tell people where the house is or
Yeah, or like that the address is.
Right. Sorry, folks. Not happening. But
redacted.
It's okay that people know. Yeah, I'm excited. It is a weird thing though now. Like home security is definitely on the forefront of my mind. We actually just bought a whole new home security system to set up. And we're not paid by them, so I'm not going to tell you which one it is. But if you want to know, DM me. But, because it's different. I feel like when you rent, I don't know. I've always been nervous about intruders because of being a true crime fan. But, like, it's
Are
different
you in, like, a high crime neighborhood?
No, it's actually an incredibly safe neighborhood. It's, like, a very, very safe town and neighborhood. But I doubt, like, honestly, I mean, I'm sure nowadays everyone locks their doors, but it's like that kind of neighborhood. It's like very safe.
Yeah.
And people who, it's all old houses. It seems like everyone who's lived there has lived there like for generations or a long time. So, but you know, I also have anxiety.
Yeah, that's also fair.
So aside from, you know, lock your doors, lock your windows, we have some ideas for protection.
For locking your magical doors and windows.
Yes. And also like just good energy and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
Cleaning, cleansing, recharging, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, totally. I feel like with a new home, and leaving an old home, a lot of what you want to do is like kind of get the energy and the air moving and just sort of like get a fresh start.
For sure. It's one of the best feelings. And even if you're not moving, like spring is coming. What better way to start fresh than like do a little energy cleanse and some
little spring cleaning.
Yeah.
Metaphysical spring cleaning and physical spring cleaning.
Yes, on every plane, on every level.
Right. All right. So do you want to just dive into these ideas? This is we just sort of like, I mean, honestly, mostly Kate, but like with a little bit of help from me, put together some ideas, some thoughts, some feelings. You know, mostly ideas.
Well, yeah, a lot of ideas. I mean, all of this is, you know, for entertainment purposes only and just suggestions. And if you have other ideas, please comment on our Instagram or send us a DM or email. We'd love to hear from you all.
Yeah, we love it.
But let's just talk right away about the first thing I think about with homes is protection spells. And there's a lot that you can do. And we'll talk about several different ways. But, you know, a common one that people, I think that's like a folk magic thing, old wives' tale, whatever, you know, is sprinkling salt across your entryways and around the perimeter of your house or apartment. And I think you can do this as a renter too. I don't think, you know, it's only for homeowners. Obviously, you know, do your research, be smart.
Don't accidentally salt your garden and
don't kill your flowers or anything. But a little sea salt across your entryway or underneath your floor mat, you know, your welcome mat, is not going to hurt, I think, anyone. You can do for more like extreme protection, you make black salt.
Yes, which is black salt, not the black salt that's in Indian food that smells like sulfur, because that'll make your whole house smell like eggs.
Yes.
Anyway, go on.
Yes, which black salts, which you can make by mixing together ashes, sea salt, black pepper, and activated charcoal. There's recipes and spells detailed online if you look up like how to make black salt for spells. For added potency, you can burn protective herbs and add those to your ashes. And so with black salt, you can use that to protect your home, banish negativity, or create protection spell jars. You can discard it by burying it, tossing it into the wind, or throwing it into flowing water. Again, like we always say, be safe, don't pollute. Like, this is literal trash. Like, it's ashes and stuff. So maybe not, you know, be careful with the water source if you're doing that. Be ecologically friendly. But if you're experiencing some particularly negative energy or want really strong protection, you know, look into black salt as well.
Yeah, totally. I love, you know, and like using it as a protection thing where instead of discarding it, you are putting it at a doorway or something like that. I feel like is a nice eco-friendly way to use the black salt to its maximum.
Right. And of course, like when you're doing this, do it mindfully. Like everything we talk about, you know, think about sealing your home, protecting it, creating an energy barrier. All of this stuff should be done kind of with mindful and intent behind it.
Yes. Another thing you can do, I mean, this is something that I feel like I always think about, but saging, smudge stick, Palo Santo. Kate very helpfully found a more specific spell from Llewellyn using a sage smudge stick. It says here, be careful of stray sparks, of course, or you can use a bowl of salt and water because you don't want to move into a new house and immediately set it on fire. Anyway, move through each room of your house or apartment, starting from the front door, and either waft the sage stick or sprinkle the salt. Try saying that five times fast.
Wow.
Waft the sage stick or sprinkle the salt and water mixture with your fingertips. As you walk through your space, be mindful of any entrance or exit, windows, doors, and so on, and give them an extra bit of attention. As you do this, say, my home is protected, this space is protected, all is well, and all will be well. So mote it be.
Lovely. Yeah, that's nice. And of course, we always have to say, you know, with sage and Palo Santo, be mindful, be respectful of culture's practices.
Ethical sourcing is big.
Ethical sourcing by directly from individual, you know, retailers. or also, you can grow and dry your own sage. You can get regular sage from the grocery store. Like there's ways to do this in a way that's still respectful and mindful. And you don't have to do sage. You can do rosemary. You could burn cedar. Like there's a lot of different cleansing smoke that you can use if you wanted to do smoke. But I love the salt water. I think that's super easy to do.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And it's, I mean, I feel like every time I buy sage from the grocery store, I end up using like 4 leaves of it, and then the rest of it dries out on its own in my fridge anyway. So
exactly. Instant
Then I just light that on fire.
Perfect.
It's got multiple uses.
Yeah. Also, like, what a great thing. I love the idea of also using the opportunity of moving to, or even just for spring, right? Planting new plants, buying new plants. Like, get yourself a sage plant, and then you'll have an unlimited amount of sage at home all the time. I think
the only thing is that you can't. It's really difficult to burn fresh sage. Just as a heads up, you will need to dry it first. Yeah.
No, definitely dry it carefully. Look it up.
I've tried making cocktails with like fresher sage, where you're supposed to light the sage on fire, and it just makes a little smoke, and then it goes out. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But if you ever want to make a protected cocktail,
I love. Also sage is so good with cooking and cocktails. So yummy.
Yeah. I love. Sometimes I make like a sage simple syrup, sage and ginger for cocktails. Usually in the fall with like some apple cider and stuff, but very doable. If you get a lot of fresh sage, there's a lot of fun things you can do with it.
Yeah. I definitely think I'm going to get a sage plant for myself. I want to get like a bunch of herbs.
Aw, that's nice.
Yeah. I want to garden. Learn how to garden. Learn how to keep plants alive.
Yes, totally.
Another idea that you can do is to inscribe or, kind of symbolize and visualize sigils or runes for protection, wealth, happiness on your doors, on your entryways. Fun little story, when Matt and my husband and I were looking at houses, one of the first houses we put an offer in on that didn't get accepted. It wasn't meant to be, but we fell in love with it because of how cute it was, how well it was decorated. And the owners had a rune etched on their front door.
Oh, how cool is that?
And I looked at it and I was like, this is so, like, a witch lives here. Like, I was just so excited. And it was super cute. And I took a picture of it and looked it up later what that rune was. And it was for prosperity. It was like kind of the backwards F. We've talked about runes. You can check out one of our past episodes. But if you don't own and you don't want, or either way, if you don't want to like carve or paint sigils or runes on your doors, totally understand. You can just trace it with some salt water. You can, or Florida water, or moon or sun water. You can just kind of trace it with your finger, or just even visualize it in front of your space. Trace it in the air. Obviously, it's all about intent, right? So you don't have to physically actually imprint anything. But a sigil or rune for prosperity, for happiness, for wealth, for protection, great idea. And I'll post a link on our website of a bunch of different sigils that I found on Tumblr. Good old Tumblr, witch Tumblr. Take those with a grain of salt. I always love the idea of making your own sigils anyway. I think it's more fun and more potent and more personal to you. But I'll post a link.
Love it. I love it. You can also, add physical charms. Evil eye charms are a fun way to ward off. I mean, not fun, but, they're, I don't know. I like the way they look.
They're beautiful.
They're a cool way to ward off evil spirits, and also, classic. And there's nothing wrong with other classics like a horseshoe or a mezuzah, whatever, is culturally appropriate for you or feels right. A horseshoe is something that I grew up with in our cabin that was, it was supposed to be facing, so it looks like a U, so that the luck doesn't run out, but other people say it's supposed to face down so that anyone who walks under it gets some of the luck. So, follow your heart. And then a mezuzah, which you might have seen at like the front doors of Jewish homes, is something where traditionally they have a prayer rolled up inside of it, and it's supposed to remind you of your relationship to God if you're Jewish, and also, like, a lot of people believe that it protects the home. Obviously, if that is not your culture, don't do exactly that, but, like, you can take inspiration from those ideas and either put something lucky or a reminder to yourself of, like, either your beliefs or just a protective talisman of some sort in your front entranceway.
Yeah, I love mezuzahs. I think it's such a beautiful custom for the Jewish faith. They're so cool. Yeah, but definitely do what's appropriate for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you obviously don't need to be reminded of the Jewish faith if you don't follow it.
But there's a lot of, look, what a great way to also do a little bit of ancestry work and look into your own history, your own family, your own lineage. what, we talked about this with Lunar New Year and some ideas that, that derive from ancient Chinese traditions with like the different kitchen deity and like all of that kind of stuff, the things that it's very common throughout, I think, all cultures of some sort of entryway protective charm.
Yeah, totally. Actually, on that note, I don't have this in the notes, but something I was reading before this that I didn't get too far into, but I thought was really interesting is I guess there's also in like feng shui principles and like Chinese traditions, like different door colors are lucky depending on which way your door faces.
Interesting. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, and you can do it, you don't necessarily have to paint the door, but you can like put decor that like matches the lucky color for like whether it faces east, west, north, whatever.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, feng shui is so interesting because I think like overall it's also just really good interior design advice. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's also
like a lot of it just makes sense,
good.
In terms of how a room layout is. It's hard to follow though. Sometimes your rooms just aren't meant to, you have to break some feng shui rules just depending on how your room layout is. But overall, every time I see like quote unquote what's proper feng shui, I'm like, oh yeah, that does make the room feel better, more open, like etc.
Yeah, totally. Have you seen, aside, but have you seen any of the videos of people doing, where people ask for, like, design help that is, like, wrong for feng shui?
Yes.
Feng shui? It's like, hey, can you make my dorm room as unsettling as possible?
Oh, wait, no, I have not seen that. Oh, that's really funny.
I love those videos where it's like someone who knows like the feng shui design stuff being like, okay, well, if you put your bed up against the other bed, but at an angle where the angle faces the door, that's really
gosh. These young kids and their rebellious nature.
I love it. It's so silly.
Everything's so ironic with them. That's so funny.
Yeah.
No, I thought you were talking about, there's this guy on TikTok who I believe he's Chinese and is like a feng shui expert. People will ask him for advice on like weirdly shaped rooms or small rooms or whatever, and he always like creates a model and he'll like physically show you how to better arrange your room. I thought that's what you were talking about.
Oh, I wonder if it's the same guy and my algorithm served me like someone asking him to do the opposite.
I mean, yeah, he might do both. That's so funny.
Like, I don't know how many of those videos are out there or if it was just like the one or two that I saw, but I was like, this is delightful and I'd like to see more.
I have to look that up. I'm gonna look that up after this. That's
if I can find it, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please do. Another idea. This is inspired by Durgadas Alandariel, one of our friends of the podcast and many time past guest. Is to talk to your house. This is not only his idea, but he posts about this on social.
Yeah, very Marie Kondo,
Yes.
Which her stuff is based
Buddhist?
in...
Or...
what's it called? It's like the Japanese faith system it's like basically Buddhist, but there's a name for it that I'm...
Yes, I think I know what you're talking about. I don't remember the name of it, but it is a very common belief. But I love this idea, and I think like especially in the modern Western world, is something we don't really think about or do, is like thanking and paying homage and honoring the home you live in, the physical house, the physical apartment, the space itself, greeting it when you move into a new place, introducing yourself. We already did that with our old house. I already had a whole conversation with her. And and then also like even if you're not moving, like thanking your home every time you leave, like thank you for providing shelter, thank you for keeping us safe. I also this is my own thing, I'm sure other people believe in it too, but I also like the idea of naming
oh yeah, hell yeah.
Like people name their cars, like things that are important and a big part of your life. Like I feel like giving them a name or communing with them in a in a, like not necessarily psychic, but like in a metaphysical way, energetic way, is only going to provide more of a connection and mindfulness and groundedness to your day-to-day life, and maybe make things easier, right? Like overall, like you might be more than in tune when something is wrong or needs to get fixed or whatever, and just overall like good vibes. Right now I'm debating on what to name my house. My first instinct was Norma, and then I was thinking about Norma Jean, Marilyn Monroe's original name. So right now that's what I'm sticking with, but we'll see. I told her to tell me in my dreams if she has a name she'd like to be called.
Oh, I like that. All right, my very first apartment we named Gloria.
Oh, I love that.
With my roommates. Yeah, so remember Gloria when we would do blah blah.
I love that. I think it's a super fun tradition to do.
Yeah, definitely. And I even like, like the Windermere Manor and stuff like that. It gives the house a personality.
Exactly. Yeah. It's these, like they always say, if these walls could talk, like a lot of these, especially older homes, but either way, like the place where you're living has experienced things, has like energy and has existed in its walls, in its rooms,
Yeah. Windermere Manor is a very different place than Moose Lodge, is a different place than an apartment named Gloria, Like...
Yes. But all wonderful places that provide for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have their own energy. Shinto is the name of what I was thinking of.
Shinto, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Anyway,
but yeah. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
What were you going to say?
I was going to say you can skip that link of the Tumblr post.
Oh, yeah, the post of sources. Yeah.
In our list, I put a link. I'll put this in our website. It's an old Tumblr post full of different sources of this stuff that you can check out. Again, I love old school witch Tumblr. Like, it just reminds me of a different time. I don't know how accurate any of this stuff is, but it's fun.
Yeah, it's, listen, whatever feels right to you is the thing you should do.
Exactly.
All right, so next up we've got light a candle or hang a sachet over the door. A sachet.
Sachet.
If you are, or hang a sachet over the door if you're not allowed open flames. You can bring new energy into your space, and a nice yellow candle maybe could fill your space with positive energy, or a sachet filled with like pink salt and rose petals can bring positive energy. Those are some great ideas, but like if you want to bring a calming energy, you could do like a purple candle and some lavender. You could do whatever you feel.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to clear it out or like get like a sense of freshness, something green or like a white candle.
Yeah.
Whatever you feel. And yeah, just, be aware of if you have an apartment and you're going into the hallway, you might not be allowed open flames.
Right. Yeah. Follow safety rules. Take precautions. But I love a good little welcome spell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or yeah, again, even if you're not moving into a new space, always good to do a little positive energy.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. Like, it's always good to invite positive vibes. And, it just feels nice. And also, I feel like anytime you get to, like, open your door and just get, like, a fresh wind in, I don't know, maybe that's very, like, nothing. But to me, it's great. I love a little breeze. Yes.
Well, it's also really funny. I don't know if this is because we're in the Northeast and in a city, but, like, I never open my windows. I realize, like, it's very rare. And it really does... You really need to, even with an HVAC system or whatever, you need to get some fresh air into your home from time to time. So I think that's important.
I pretty much have my window in our bathroom and the window next to my desk open unless it's pouring out from like the second it gets warm enough until the second it is too cold. Like, nice. So like March to October, my windows are just always open. There's nothing I like better than pooping with a fresh breeze.
And it's also good for like keeping the humidity levels down in your bathroom. And
yeah, I think it's pleasant, unless it gets, again, flip side, unless it's like really hot out and it's getting too hot and right. We need to keep the AC in. Obviously there are exceptions, but
yeah, another thing too, obviously with the idea of like if you're using a smudge stick or if you're saging, burning any herbs, like crack a window. Definitely make sure you have a place for like the stale, stagnant energy to escape. And also, it's just a good idea when you're doing any kind of smoke cleansing anyway. Have a window open.
Yeah, you don't want to set off your smoke alarm and get in trouble.
And just breathe in a bunch of CO2. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. This next one, Kate, was this an original idea of yours? I really like it.
No. It's not original. This is from that Tumblr, but I loved it. It's one of the many Tumblr posts I read.
Man, I would have believed it if you'd said yes.
No, I'm not about to. I don't want to take. I don't need to take. What's it called? Credit for this, but I love this idea. Enchant your boxes if you are moving, or write a sigil on each of them to protect your valuables from breaking, becoming damaged, or theft. So yeah, there's so many ways that you can really incorporate your witchiness throughout your life, which I think is amazing, and I don't do. But why not? Why not do a little protection on some of your boxes?
Right. It's not like the movers can seem to like read the stuff that you write anyway. Like half the time, they don't care. Like it's just a scribble.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, I don't think movers will even notice or care about it. Like their job is to
like what's written on the Amazon box behind you. Kate's in her office, and I can see an Amazon box behind her with like I guess it says 45, maybe?
Oh, it has my apartment number on it, backwards and upside down.
Oh.
But it could be a sigil, right?
Yeah, right. That could easily be a sigil, and I would not know the difference one way or the other.
That's so funny. Yeah, that's true. It kind of... I'm not going to say anything because then it'll identify. Anyway.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
What else have we got here? Yeah. Oh, I like this note. It just says, wards and guardians can protect your home. Good point. Kate, who wrote this earlier.
Yeah, I don't have like a ton of concrete research into this, but I think this kind of goes back into, and this is something I want to do, is look into my own culture, being Korean. Like, there in a lot of villages there were these in Korean, ancient Korea, like old Korea, whatever, they have these totems, and I forget the Korean term for them. I'm sorry, I have to look it up, but I saw them everywhere when I was in Korea, of these old villages. They have these like large totems with faces carved into them, and they were village guardians. And so the idea is, like, you know, they had them at the front entrance of the village, you know, to protect the village. And so I want to find a way that I can get like cute versions of the smaller versions of those to like put outside on our front porch or at our home or whatever, like, or you can even just get a little cute gnome and be like, hey, gnome, your job is to, oops, I hit my mic. Hey, gnome, your job.
That was a crazy noise on this side. I don't know what that sounded like on the recording.
Hit the coil. I hit the coil of the arm of the mic, whatever. Sorry, y'all. I was just getting very animated. But like, hey, gnome, your job is to protect our home. You know, like, you can give any job to an item, as we've discussed, like with crystals and stuff, you know. So I love the idea of like getting a little fairy statue. Be careful, of course, working with the fae, really, but like if any kind of ward or guardian, little like tiger stone, like whatever. I think it's fun.
You can get a goose and make it your guardian if you want.
Exactly. You know? Is that what
I guess
you want?
I meant a goose statue, but I said it out loud as just a goose, and you know what? I think either way.
Honestly, a goose would be such a good guard dog, like better than most dogs, honestly.
Yeah.
Geese are terrifying.
Of course, they, you know, shit everywhere.
Yeah, they do shit everywhere. But
I don't know if they'd be a great pet, but if you have a lot of land, maybe.
I was walking by like a flock of geese recently, because there's geese everywhere in Jersey, and I was like walking to the grocery store or something, and I had to pass like near a very busy street. There was like a little overpass, whatever, you know, and it was a flock of geese just hanging out, and I was so nervous because I was like, it'll take just one thing for them to get set off and start chasing me, and I just, you know, and not that I'm scared of geese, but I'm a little scared of geese.
You should be. They're scary.
Yeah, they're intense creatures.
Scary animals. Yeah. The one Canadian export that is terrifying is Canadian geese.
I know, everything else from Canada is just wonderful and lovely.
Well, not everything, but like pretty non-threatening for the most part, except for what's his face. There's some like, I don't know, there's like an alt-right guy who I think is Canadian. I forget who he is, but that guy's threatening. He sucks. But like other than that, we have a pretty good track record.
Yeah, so
Canadian geese and the occasional, you know, right-wing maniac.
But it's rare.
Yeah, but rare. Yeah. Hang a rowan cross. So I was reading up about these. Rowan trees are something that are traditionally considered magical. So if you happen to find rowan branches, if you're in a place where rowan trees grow, which is, I think, more the UK, but like I think they're around sometimes here. But like, you know, I think other branches could also work for this, you know, as long as it's something that the tree is discarded or that you can cut off without it being, you know, harmful to the tree, which be aware of, you know, but like sticks are better than found items are going to be better than mangling a tree, especially if you're not super versed in tree health.
Right.
But so you fashion together a rowan cross or other kinds of wood crosses. Obviously, some of this is based in like Christianity, but also not all of it. So let me see. How exactly do you do this? Basically, you use like thread, string, or yarn. The lady, well, actually, you know, I am assuming their gender, and that is wrong. The person who did this, so they said red thread, string, or yarn. I don't know that it strictly has to be red, depending on what you want it to do and say, but but you need a twig at least 6 inches long or 2 twigs of 3 inches or more, either from a rowan tree or any other tree you associate with protection in the home. This is another witch Tumblr. But they're also rowan crosses go back a long time. They're very like old school bush magic of the UK kind of thing. Anyway, so you can do like a little mood setting ritual if you want. I'm paraphrasing just what they said in their Tumblr. They said that they lit a candle. If you have to, you need 2 pieces of twig in order to make a cross, and then you're going to either glue them in the middle or not. It's, if you want to like a little more sturdiness, and you're just making a little cross. But the yarn should ultimately keep them together, and then you're just like, basically like, how to describe, like crisscross wrapping.
Yeah.
The string around and so that it makes a little cross thing. And this would be a lot easier for you to look at the Tumblr, so maybe we will just put either an image of this or the deets on our website.
Yeah, I'll post a link to this on the. I'm just gonna like copy all my links and put this in our website so you guys can see. It reminds me though a lot of. Didn't we talk about something very similar to this with Bridget, like a St. Bridget's cross?
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah,
like
I think
in bulk or something. I know we've talked about something very similar in the past.
Yeah, there are a lot of like sort of Celtic and Anglo-Saxon like sort of talismans that look very like that are in this vein, vibe wise. And so this one in particular, they're saying you can use the rowan tree, make the little cross, and hang it in front of a window, a door, or whatever entrance as a protection kind of thing. They also suggest passing it over a flame as you ask it to protect your home. Be careful.
Don't start a fire.
But yeah, it's basically just like a little talisman you can hang for protection, and you ask it to protect, and you're channeling the magic of the tree hypothetically, or practically, depending on how you do it and what you believe in.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it's a neat little thing, and it's like a craft, which I think is fun. I don't know. I feel like anything you put your energy into is always nice.
Yeah.
Rather than just like a store-bought item.
Totally agree. Absolutely agree. I always prefer to make it myself, or yeah.
Yeah. And also, a little tree guardian. Kids. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. And if you have kids or whatever, like what a fun thing to do with them, that obviously depending on their age, but that's like a fun craft you could do together and hang up. Yeah,
and very easy to do, like not a big lift in terms of like either necessary item, like what's the word? I keep thinking ingredients, but
materials.
Thank you. Not super expensive materials, right. Easy enough to do. Like doesn't require wild skills.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can go to a park, find some fallen branches, and have some yarn in the house, and you're pretty much done. I feel like I probably did something like this too with Girl Scouts. Like this seems like something, a lot of us probably grew up doing without even realizing.
Yeah. Feels very like the kind of thing that broadly they just teach little girls to do sometimes, like when they have downtime.
Yeah.
Like,
all right, wrap some yarn around these popsicle sticks.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Boys are like, here's a bug. Not because of the gender thing, but because of how genders are treated, obviously.
Right, obviously we don't agree with this.
Yeah. We like bugs too, and we fully know that there are lots of people of every gender that like to make little yarn treats for themselves.
Exactly. Patriarchy. Okay. Next is wind chimes. So again, found this on Tumblr. They reference that this was actually sourced from Earth, Air, Fire, and Water by Scott Cunningham. Which is why I included it, because I honestly did think it was a little silly, but I'll go through this quick little spell that you guys can do. I honestly did not research it. Like, I did not then vet this source that it was truly from Scott Cunningham, but we'll take this Tumblr at its word. But either way, it's cute. Yeah. It doesn't hurt anything. But I love wind chimes. I'm very partial to wooden and bamboo wood wind chimes. I like that sound a lot better. It's more pleasing to my ear than metal chimes.
Yeah, just some of them are too loud, too clangy.
Yeah, too clangy. We have our new next door neighbors have a wind chime, and it's quite loud, but it's nice. It's fine. It's their house, whatever. They can do whatever they want. But I definitely would love to get like bird feeders and wind chimes for a porch. If you don't have like a front porch or house, you can hang it outside your window at your apartment. And then when you open the window, you can like enjoy the sound of the wind chimes. But anyway, so according to this Tumblr that references Scott Cunningham, they say, wind chimes are ruled by the element of air and can be used to guard your home against unwanted guests and negative energies. You can find, make, or buy a new set of wind chimes. And before you suspend them outside, charge them to do their task with the following or similar ritual. Place the wind chimes on a flat surface in your place of magic. Gaze down at them, realizing they're lifeless, still, unmoving. Wave your dominant hand over them while saying, wind chimes, spell rhymes, spell chimes, wind rhymes, air primes, spell chimes, 9 times 9. Sorry, I think that's so silly, but I love it. I just love that it rhymes so much. Anyway, lift the wind chimes by the string and hold them before your face, below against the wind chimes, visualizing their tones scattering and driving away negativity. Again, like we said, anything you do, it's all about intent and the energy you put behind it.
Yeah. You don't have to say that rhyme, but if you want to.
Yeah, if you want to, you can. I'll post this again everything will be posted on our website. So you don't have to take notes. But hang them outside, visualize the wind chimes doing their work. And for best results, they say to repeat this charging spell every 9 days. That seems like a lot of work. But I think you can, again, maybe name your wind chimes. Give them a job. Talk to them. See how they're doing. If they need some cleansing, cleanse them. But I love that idea of using something very airy and audible as a protective, active charm.
Yeah, and it's also it's sweet. Who doesn't like a wind chime? And then thinking of it as something that you can ask to help ward off bad energy or negative vibes or whatever else, or just protect you and be your little air buddy.
Yeah, air bud.
Your air bud. Because there's no rule that says a wind chime can't play basketball.
Exactly.
And then the last thing that I have here before we move into our next section is just another protective thing that I have talked about in the past, but just as a reminder, I always really like protective or cleansing. It's basically just more of a meditation than anything else, but where you imagine a light shining out from you and going into every corner of your home and shining out so that it just clears the space. And then if you are feeling like you need to shut things out, you can imagine closing all the windows and doors, or if you are feeling like it's time to let new things in and refresh the space, or you're moving out, you can imagine opening everything up and new energy flowing through.
I think I use this all the time. I love the closing door, closing window. What is it? What was the word I was going to use? The meditation that I...
Yeah, or visualization.
Visualization, that's it, yeah. Also, sometimes, honestly, late at night, if my anxiety's bad, particularly bad, and I'm having a hard time sleeping, sometimes I feel like I need to cleanse or just, protect, so I will just imagine strong, bright light emanating from my core and just shooting out through the whole apartment and just bubbling us in protection, and thinking only love from within, love from without, only all unwanted negative energies are not allowed. And it helps me sleep and it helps me feel better.
Same. That's exactly the kind of thing I use it for too. But it helps, and it feels like it works.
Yeah, I think it totally works. I mean, regardless of what you believe in terms of magic, I'll even do this if I'm walking late at night or something, or if I feel if I'm on the subway in the city, whatever. I just kind of want to avoid attention, avoid energy coming at me that is, unwanted energy. I will just imagine this strong light surrounding me, just kind of create an energy barrier and a bubble around myself, and I find that it works. I find that it really does, because people pick up on it subconsciously, whether they know it or not.
Yeah, exactly. Regardless of what you believe, even just from a psychological perspective, to have that feeling of protectedness and just sort of that vibe of there's a barrier.
Don't come for me.
Yeah, subconsciously they're just. I think
people
that's
will move on. Yeah. I have a spell here. I'm not gonna go through this, honestly. It's pretty long. But I'll post it on our website again. This week we'll have quite a lot of sources, so please check us out at witchcastpodcast.com. And I have a spell again from a Tumblr user called the Sun Witch, and they detail a very fun, detailed spell that you can do for flourishing and attracting positive energy and cleansing your space at any time.
Love it. Yeah, I love this one. It seems really cool. Would love to try it out. So yeah, definitely go check that out.
Yes.
Witchcastpodcast.com.
One thing I do want to point out is that they do talk about flourishing, which I did not really, I don't know if I didn't know this or it's been a long time since I really thought about it. But the idea of flourishing is a process of attracting positive energy, love, light, whatever you want. Mm-hmm. And it's done as the last step after cleansing, protecting, banishing, and warding. So they like to use air fresheners as flourishing sprays. Personally, I'm not into that.
No, not my vibe.
I'm not into chemicals. I very rarely even use Febreze or anything like that because I don't know. It just kind of icks me out to breathe in all those chemicals. Sometimes you need it. Like sometimes you poop really bad and you need it. But right. I really like the idea of creating your own flourishing spray. Again, like this can be ethically sourced Florida water from a true practitioner. It can be your own moon or sun water, putting in some essence of your own, putting in some herbs. Like it can be salt water, even in a little spray bottle. But it's kind of a nice, smelling spray. You can put some peppermint essential oil, dried flowers, sun or moon water, sprinkle it or spray it wherever you'd like, and bring in that positive energy after you've done cleaning.
I feel like this is something where you could also use, what were those, like the boiling things that went viral on TikTok around the holidays?
The simmer pots.
Simmer pot. I feel like a simmer pot could also kind of do this job where you're like, but instead of you're actively spraying it, it's like bringing things out into your environment.
Yeah, I love that.
More laissez-faire spritzing, but
yeah, but
as long as it permeates the air, and you get a good smell out of it, I feel like
right. And also, like if you don't want to get if you don't want to get everything wet in your space, or do whatever feels right to you, whatever you're called to do. I think bringing in good smelling natural smells into your home, always wonderful. Like why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
But I would suggest cleaning first. Like do a physical clean, do a metaphysical clean, and then bring in the good smells, because there's nothing like
totally
a nice smelling clean home.
Dan and I were just talking about that last night, where he was like, should I Febreze the trash? And I was like, no, we should take the trash out first, then Febreze.
That is a perfect real world example of the logic behind what we're talking about. Absolutely.
Yeah, take the trash out first, then do this.
Yeah, don't Febreze the trash.
Yeah, right. You're just fighting fire with trash smelling fire.
That's such a husband thing to say. I love Dan. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, he's the best. I mean, he was gonna take the trash out anyway.
I get the logic. And there's sometimes, like I'll sometimes spray the can. Like if the can's really nasty for some reason. I mean, it's probably better to just clean it. But if you're in a rush,
sometimes you gotta spritz that can down.
Right. And another option to Febreze the trash would be like if it's not garbage day and you live in an apartment where you can't just like take the trash out. Yeah. Or you don't have time, you're not able to actually remove the trash. Then and you've guests coming over.
Situations
the
where
trash.
It makes
I get
sense.
it.
Yeah.
I get it.
And that's really, I think, where his head was, because we were maybe going to have a guest last night who is now arriving today. It feels weird to say. But like we were taking the trash out last night, but it was just sort of like, because last night / today was trash day. This is so much more detailed than anyone needs.
Everyone's taking notes.
That was where the thought was like, oh, what if they get here before we take the trash out? Should we Febreze the trash? And it's like, no, let's just take the trash out now, because we can, because we have that option. Anyway, Kate has here a very lovely set of links to different sigils. We talked about this already as something that we would be providing, but just as a reminder, because we've gotten to it in our shared Google Doc, that we will have all sorts of sigil ideas for you. But again, we always think it's great to make your own sigils, and if you are going to use a pre-made sigil or rune, to just like, give a little Google just to make sure. I mean, there aren't really a lot of maybe this is wrong, but it is my feeling that broadly people are not trying to like misguide you on the internet. They just might not always have great information.
Right. And I'm also a big believer in intent, and your own personal energy is the most powerful thing. We've talked about this in the past, and we've been validated by other more expert guests that like you can perform witchcraft, you can perform magic with just yourself and your energy, right? Like all of these are tools. They're all just ways to focus that energy. So are you in danger of summoning a demon because of some stupid Tumblr post, like put down the wrong sigil? Probably not, especially if that's not your intention. But I agree with Emily. Do your research. And making your own sigils is fun. And we've talked about this in past episodes, so give it a listen, do some research. It's a lot of fun to make your own sigil.
Yeah, totally. All right, we have 2 sections left. One is moving out / leaving a home, and the other is some witchy housewarming gifts. Kate, I feel like you should talk about moving out, and I should talk about the witchy housewarming gifts. For obvious reasons.
Sounds good. So these are just a couple quick things. We've talked about some of these already, but like, say thanks and goodbye to your old space. It can help you move on. It's a way to show appreciation to your old space for protecting you. I think, especially when I move, I'm always like, I can't wait to get to the new place. I'm always like, fuck you. Like, like I'm just, oh wait, but like you've spent time and energy in this place, in this space, in this apartment or house. It's protected you, shielded you from the elements. There is something I think to give some thanks to it. I think that's always lovely to do. And even if it's just a mental thing of just like kind of mentally walking through each room as you like finish moving out to make sure you don't leave anything behind, but also just to say thank you and close that door on that chapter of your life.
Yeah.
Also,
that's something.
Oh,
sorry.
Ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that's something I always do. I actually have the opposite, which is like when I'm right about to move out of a place, I start to feel sad and like be like, oh, well, this is a pretty good place.
Yeah, that's true. That does happen.
I'm just touching all the walls like, oh, I'll miss you, buddy. Even if there were times where I was like, I hate this stupid apartment.
Right.
By the time I'm leaving, I'm like, whoa, I'll miss you.
You weren't so bad.
Not you, apartment. I petted my own apartment wall, so I just wanted to not scare it. I'm staying. It
is good, I think, to remember the good times, remember what you liked about it. Yeah. Good energy totally. Is always leaving with good energy, I think, is always good. Yeah. This is a practical tip, but I think, again, like we've talked about, everything is witchy, right? Like there's nothing that's not witchy, but go make sure, and this is why I hate moving, because packing takes me forever. I am not a fast packer. I'm also that type of person who's going to go through every little thing, open every old card, sit there and reminisce and have a nostalgic moment, which is awful and takes forever. But I am a big believer in going through your things and donating, recycling, and throwing out what you do not need. Really use that moment to Marie Kondo and say, does this serve me? Do I need this? Have I even like thought about this in the last year or so? Like, do I even remember that I have it? Do I really need to bring this with me into the new space? Because I think moving automatically is an opportunity to deep clean and like really purge a lot of your stuff. So you think of it as an energy refresh moment. You don't want to bring new clutter into your home. Like, get rid of and donate, and like, sell what you can, donate what you can. I also like love buying secondhand and selling secondhand, even if I don't make any real money from it. Like I just sold some stuff on Facebook Marketplace for like $5, and I threw in some extra stuff for that person that I just needed to get rid of that I thought they could use, because I was like, you know what, I'd rather go to somebody who needs this and wants this than a landfill.
Right.
Yeah. So pass it on.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And last thing is, I think practically this makes the most sense, but a deep clean, like dusting and mopping, should be done as the last step. So, and like I was telling this to Matt too, because we're splitting time between the new house and our old apartment still before we fully move in, and we're getting a lot of work done, and Matt keeps wanting to clean, and I'm like, let's leave cleaning we can do some cleaning, but like don't worry about a deep clean until the very end, because we're going to be making a mess, we're going to be painting, whatever. The cleaning should always be the last thing before you move in. And then also when you're leaving a place, I think you should clean after, like do a quick sweep through, dusting after you get all the boxes and furniture out, because the idea, one, it just makes practical sense, but also you are literally scrubbing and sweeping negative energy out of the home. By making this your last step, you prevent accidentally bringing any stagnant energy back into the house with you. And it also just makes sense. You're going to be making mess up until the very end. So leave cleaning totally. For last.
Yeah, and some people also worry that, like, I mean, like, with Lunar New Year, we talked about this, but, like, depending on, like, what you're doing, like, that sweeping can, like, take your good luck out. But if you're leaving the house, you don't care. You can give her, like, the hardest sweep of its life.
Yeah, exactly. Get all your energy out of there. Make sure you're not taking anything with you. Make sure you're not packing things that are dusty too, by the way. I'm telling this to myself. Like, just, make sure you wipe stuff down as you're packing. And it's up to the new people to bring in their own new good energy.
Yeah. Sorry,
wait,
like
what did you say?
Oh, I just said give yourself a fresh start at the new place. Like, Don't bring the stagnant, like any stagnant energy from the old place with you, and literally don't bring, too much dust and stuff with you.
Yeah.
There's no reason to pay for that shipping. Like.
Right, exactly. Why do that? Use this time, because also you're going to be busy once you move. You're not going to want to have to, like, clean again. Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. Anyway, so flipping on over to the other side of it, if you know someone who's recently moved, or you just want to bring your witchiness to other people's lives, or, are looking to suggest some housewarming gifts for yourself. Any of the above. Here are some witchy housewarming gifts idea. What, Emily? Here are some witchy housewarming gift ideas. I feel like I keep trying to talk too fast today and just saying words backwards, and I hope that things are coming out in a way that people can understand.
I'm right on your wavelength because I've had a lot of coffee and sugar this morning, so.
You know what? That's totally what it is. I had 2 coffees this morning instead of 1, and I usually only have 1. Anyway.
Yes, I got it. Awesome. Keep going. Amazing.
So, witchy housewarming gift ideas. Art that is like witchy in whatever way that you or your friend is witchy. Kate very kindly got me a Baba Yaga painting at one point that I really love and have hung up next to my desk in my office. I'm a big fan of that painting, but like whatever appeals to your friend's sensibilities. If they're kind of kitchen witchy, maybe some like Ina Garten's pictures of food and plants, which she has in her kitchen, which she just posted about on Instagram the other day, which I'm assuming we all saw, because if you're not following Ina Garten, what are you even doing here?
Seriously.
Gardening tools or an indoor herb growing kit. Gardening tools, obviously, for someone who has gardening space. It's great to, like, what Kate was just saying, be able to grow your own herbs and plants and stuff and, do a little green witchery. Or an indoor herb growing kit for the urban witch. I don't have any outdoor growing space, but, maybe someday I'll get myself one of those little plant lights where I can grow my own basil. That would be nice.
Yeah.
I've tried to keep the basil alive inside, but it dies every winter. I guess that happens with basil anyway. So maybe basil's not the best example. Let's say rosemary. Anyway, candles. We all love candles.
Yeah.
They're great for a house. They're great for witching around. Who doesn't love a candle? Unless you're afraid of fire, in which case, not bad. Yeah, what we were saying before about, like, ethically sourced and, like, culturally appropriate sage, Palo Santo, or other instruments of cleansing. Kate has a delightful little bell. You could get your friend a little bell.
Oh, yeah.
Or wind chimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, bells are the best. Big bell, small bell, any kind of bell. Kitchen witching equipment, so like a mortar and pestle, jars, dried herbs and spices, or equipment for drying herbs would be a really cool thing, or like matches or other fire lighting capabilities. Things like that. Crystals. Duh.
Crystals are always a good gift.
Yeah, a new deck to go with the new. Yeah, right. No, I was gonna try and make like a famous like tagline work with that, but I got nothing. I was gonna. I don't know. Anyway, a new deck. A new oracle deck or tarot deck. It's like if you're starting in a new space, maybe you want like a new way to communicate with that new space or in that new phase of your life. It's a good sort of reset on your deckage, if you will. Of course, I mean a tarot deck or an oracle deck, but if you do want to pay for your friend's patio, that would be very kind as well. Not really witchy, but like, wow, rad of you.
Yeah, damn.
Damn. You must be a good friend. Dreamcatcher, very cool, like house thing, or anything that we were talking about earlier in terms of like the charms or like protective items. So, whatever works for you and your friend, but like plants, gnomes, evil eye charms, horseshoes, etc., etc. And of course, plants. Plants are always a good, you can bring flowers, or you can bring, even better, a potted plant, because witches love potted plants.
Yes.
I'm going to go ahead and make a wild generalization here and say that I can't imagine a witch who'd be like, no plants, thank you. Well, that's not fair. There probably are some, but like, should they reconsider?
Absolutely. I mean, it's funny because I've always told Matt, like, I'm not personally very into the idea of getting flowers as a gift. Like, I understand the sentiment. I think they're beautiful. I buy them for our mothers. Like, they love them. Grandmothers. Yeah. But for me, I'm like, get me a potted plant. Like, get me something that's going to live beyond a few days. Even if it's a little, what is it called? Clipping? Like a little...
Yeah.
What
like
do you
clipping.
call it when you...
The little, like, sprouts off of where you clip off of the...
Oh, God.
And then, like, grow it.
Yes.
Like, reroot it. Well,
Yeah.
Let's go with clippings. That feels
yeah.
loosely correct.
There's a word for it, but... My brother-in-law's girlfriend brought over a couple clippings. Don't think that's the right word. Of two of her plants, and because she knows I'm plant challenged. I'm a novice green. I'm a baby green thumb. I'm very not good at keeping plants alive. She like wrote instructions and what the plant is and how much sun and water it needs, and like taped it to the little pot, and it like probably cost her nothing, you know. So that was really nice, and hopefully I don't kill them.
Oh, that is nice.
Yeah.
Actually, my friend Sarah, who's a friend of the pod and who also recently moved, I know she's a listener, so if you're listening, hi Sarah.
Hi.
Sent me what I'm going to continue calling clippings, also with some instructions at one point. I did still manage to kill them, but they lasted way longer than all my other plants.
Nice.
I think they succumbed to our hot radiators at one point. We have a very like...
Yes.
Our apartment is hot or it's cold.
Those New York City radiators are intense.
Neither good for humans nor plants.
Yeah.
I'm sweating. I'm freezing. My skin's weird. Of course the plant's not going to love it.
Yes.
I'm much larger.
Right. Plants, I think, though, are always a good gift. Like, it's always a nice... who doesn't want a little bit of greenery? And you can pick obviously know your friends and pick one that's... If they're not good with plants, pick a hardier plant.
If they're great with plants, give them that fig leaf tree or whatever.
Yeah, like an orchid or a bonsai, like something really hard to take care of. Challenge them. Or if you don't particularly like them, give them,
Yeah. There's a lot of different kinds of relationships out there, and you know yours, so you choose accordingly.
I really want one of those Venus flytraps. I really want like a meat-eating plant.
I love you so much. That won't be what I get you for a housewarming gift unless you really want it.
That's fine. Another thing that I've been I want to add to your list that people keep asking, of course, like, what can we get you for housewarming? Not people, like a couple people have asked. Mostly my mother-in-law and one other friend. And of course, like, as the polite societal thing to do, I'm like, nothing. Don't get us anything. But what I do tell them when they insist is food. I think sometimes, like, people underestimate, especially, like, with a big move, you don't have all your kitchen stuff ready and readily handy. You don't want to unpack your whole kitchen or haven't had time to. And also, you don't necessarily want to cook right away. It's a transitional period in your life. So if they live close enough or are able to and you're, cooking inclined, make them a dish. Freeze a lasagna and bring it over.
Treat it like any other time when people are busy in
exactly. Like bringing food, I think, is a cheap and really awesome way to show that you care. And then again, you can put a little kitchen witchery in there and like incorporate that recipe with some love and wishes for full bellies and full hearts, full bank accounts for your
prosperity.
Friends. Yeah, you can like imbue, your cooking with
mortgage
some love.
Rates that drop right when they're supposed to refresh their interest rate.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then go up right around. No, stay low when they want to sell. I don't know. Whatever it is you're supposed to do with houses.
Yeah.
Good vibes for the housing market.
Good economy vibes, yeah. Good interest rates, yeah. But yeah, I think also like whipping up a dish and bringing it over, that's always a nice thing.
Yeah. I love it. All right, well, so that's what we've got for house witchery. Should we draw a card?
Yes. Emily has a new deck.
I do. I have a new deck. It's the Jane Austen Tarot deck.
Oh, so excited.
53 cards for 33 cards.
Oh my God.
What is the matter with me? Oh, sorry. I said that like right into my microphone. 53 cards for divination and gameplay. So these are kind of funny. I was looking through them. They're not like 100% mapped onto the tarot cards, but like they're very close. But like some of the cards double up. And some don't.
Like within the major arcana, you mean?
Yeah, it's like some of the major arcanas and the face cards are like combined, sort of. And then some of them are like other cards that don't exist in the... I will draw a card and then I will look closer and give you more details. But it's a really cool deck. I'm very excited to like play with it.
Also, love Jane Austen. Love a new deck.
Yeah, and this has like I feel like if I look, I'll feel weird about drawing a card. But if I recall correctly from flipping through it, it's basically like plus the Fool or Joker. It's like just a regular deck of cards, so you could, in theory, play cards with it, probably.
Gotcha.
Because what they've done is they've mapped the major arcana onto some of the face cards.
That's
cool. Or like just some of the other cards. So they overlap with minor arcana cards, but it seems to work for the most part. I don't know, I think it's fun.
Yeah, and
we'll take a closer look.
It's a deck that wears many hats. It also probably is good for people in the broom closet. If you're not able to be out fully, you could use
just
be like, oh, it's a playing deck. But
it's a fun Jane Austen playing deck. Yeah. That I just happen to also be able to use for divination.
Exactly.
Or, self-reflection.
Potato.
All right, I have the 8 of clubs.
Okay.
This is kind of not the most exciting card in the... It just kind of looks like an 8 of clubs. Maybe I'll take a picture of some of the other cards. It's very pretty, though, yeah. And here, let me read what it says about the 8 of clubs in here. This is by Jackie Oakley, by the way. Actually here. Illustrations by Jackie Oakley, written by Emma Brody and Lynn Pastahova. Box and interior design by Danielle Deschen. All right, now what am I looking for? The 8 of clubs. Eight of clubs is movement. Vines grow rapidly and bloom swiftly now with nothing standing in their way.
Oh.
But, this is a good example. So the 9 of clubs is also the sun. 9 of clubs / the sun, positivity. In the rainy England of Northanger Abbey, sunshine heralds clarity and calm. And then the card says, it is well to have as many holds upon happiness as possible.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a really cool deck. Take a few pictures and we'll post on our Instagram. You can follow us at Witchcast Podcast on Insta. And like we said, all of these links that we talked about today will be posted on our website at witchcastpodcast.com.
Yeah, sure.
But I love that. I mean, I think movement is dead on with
yeah. I mean, it's
what
really
we're talking about.
Very literally on
literally
point
about moving.
For what's going. Yeah. Let me read that description one more time. Vines grow rapidly and bloom swiftly now, with nothing standing in their way. Movement.
That's great.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love some movement?
Yeah.
Physical, metaphysical, bowel. We love it.
Movementing houses, movementing in your life.
Yeah.
Movementing your bowels. Yeah, as Kate said, you can find us on the internet at Witchcast Podcast, broadly speaking, witchcastpodcast@gmail.com, witchcastpodcast.com, Witchcast Podcast on Instagram. And while you're out there looking for the Witchcast Podcast, hey, why not leave us a 5-star review? Hey, what could it hurt if you did?
Hey.
We
appreciate it.
Oh, boy, do we like it a lot.
It really helps us. It helps other people find us. It makes our day. Gives us a little smile.
Yeah, it gives us a little... smile.
We'll post. And also we like to post about them on our Insta, so maybe we'll get a shout out.
Yeah,
maybe
you
want to be self-serving
and so that's
see your name.
Cool. Hear good things about that. And until next time,
Hex yeah!
'Cause it's Witchcast.